What's up, guys? I am Antoine Vaillant. You know me by now. You know Noah Hamilton by now, but I hope you know our guest of today, Jordan Shallows, a.k.a. the Muscle Doc. So first of all, I want to ask you this. Who gave you the name Muscle Doc? Why? Is it because you're jacked or because you work with muscles?
So it was kind of like a double entendre when I was in chiropractic college. So I never had social media before, the second year of grad school, so like 2013. But like chiropractors are always like, oh, your bones are everywhere. And I was like, well, that's kind of a dumb way to look at everything. And so I was like, okay, this will be a differentiator because it's like I will focus more on like muscles rather than just like cracking people's backs. And then it kind of like, people are like, oh, you did it because like you train and you have muscles. I was like, well, not really, but okay, sure, let's go with it. And then I've been paying for that decision for like a decade now because it's like, oh yeah, like people in a gym somewhere be like, oh, you're that guy. I'm like, that's so embarrassing to say out loud.
Well, they're paying you. You're not paying for it. They're paying you to do the
muscle. I guess, yeah, but like just like because if you're, I don't know, we get so in our own world that like everyone knows everyone's handle. Like, oh, that's like. So-and-so at so-and-so. It's like, yeah, that's what my driver's license says. Yeah, that's what Louise and Mike Shallow have on my birth certificate.
It becomes your name now, right?
It will be. I think at one point, it'll just be like, that'll be the social credit system. Like, you just lost 1,000 followers.
The wrestler Ultimate Warrior who changed his name to Warrior. Did you know about that?
No.
The reason why he did that, I heard, is that the WWF is really strict with copyrights and owning anything you do during your career, like they own it. So what he did, well, they can't own my name. So he changed his name to Warrior, so he could use it after he was done with the WWF.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I like that. That's a really big athlete flex though. Like changing your name, like Meta World Peace or Robbie Anderson just changed his name to Chosen Anderson.
Oh wow.
Yeah, to sign with Miami Dolphins as Chosen Anderson. Maybe I should do that.
It's a good one.
But did you like a single name like Prince? Yeah. Like I'm the artist. I'm the handle formerly known as the Muscle Dog or something like that.
That's funny. One of the most famous athletes who changed his name is Cassius Clay. Who changed
Yeah, Muhammad Ali, right?
And then became a Muslim and didn't go to Vietnam War. For 3 years, it was banned for that.
Yeah, it's contentious.
How crazy is that? Why would they... Imagine if today, they're like, guys, World War III is on, Jordan Shallows, you're not flat-footed, you're in good shape, you're going to war. What would you say?
My name is Ali Muhammad, and I'm not going to war. No, I don't know. But I'm not, like, imagine like Gervonta Davis was like a draft dodger. That would be bad. Yeah. But I mean, you could be like a conscientious observer. The Vietnam War is like pretty complex, but it would be bad PR. But I feel like I don't know.
They would send you to North Korea.
I don't think they'd let you in.
No, that's the point. You're going there to like break everything.
Oh, I mean, I guess they let Dennis Rodman in.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like you're getting drafted to go to war.
Oh, okay.
Not to visit.
No, not to say what up to like Kim Jong-un.
Would you hide or?
Nah. No, I mean, I had like a family that went to war.
Fingers?
Oh, man.
I feel like I've seen enough in like the developed world. That's like, all right, whatever.
Okay.
I don't really.
I'll just die.
Yeah, I don't know. I've had a good. I shouldn't have the life I have now. I figure like, okay, this is just getting taxed for the life I have. If I gotta like strap up, it'll look cool. I'll take a photo. Yeah. Put it on the Muscle Doc page. This is, all right, it'll be like my last post.
Elvis did it. Remember when Elvis did it there? They forced him to do it?
Yeah.
Really?
And
you had to go. Because he was getting all kinds of crap there, and they're like, oh, I think it's a good idea that he goes to
Vietnam War.
Yeah.
It's a good PR front.
So he went there.
And then he was a hero.
Can I tell you that I'm really honored to be in the same conversation as like Elvis and Muhammad Ali? I really think we're getting far afield here.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Wow, I hope it doesn't get to that. I would think like warfare nowadays is different.
No, it's not the same. I can't.
Digital and drones and stuff. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, I selfishly want the world to end while I'm alive. I feel like I'm owed that. Turn both keys.
So I guess you don't want kids.
Whatever. If it happens, it happens. They get to see it.
If you make kids, they have to save the world.
Oh yeah, no, they have to be superheroes.
Yeah,
but
I feel like
I don't think that's in me.
Each generation have to save the world from the generation before.
Yeah, it seems like that.
It seems like a monumental task now.
Yeah, I know.
Oof. Yeah, it's a big one.
Freaking boomers.
They fucked it all up. Man. They really.
I think they did.
Yeah.
Well, look, we're sort of opening up things for an interesting generation after us, it seems.
Dude, even is like inside, like the gym is such a weird microcosm because you see like the behavior change. Like, man, if I operated like that when I was 20 years old, I would have got my ass kicked. Now it's just like norms are changing so fast.
Yeah,
like the rate of change is faster.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm
there's no ass kicking anymore. There's no bullying anymore either. Do not bully whatever you do.
Bring that back. I got to be honest. I've threatened a few kids in here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think like now like curling on a squat rack is now praised.
There's a lot. Yeah.
I'm kidding.
No.
I wouldn't put it past. Yeah. Different times,
So
man.
what's the most offensive thing to you, like to the gym culture or to yourself that you've seen somebody do in the gym?
I think it's just being mean now. I don't care about mechanics or anything. I mean, I do. It's my whole life, and all I think about is like how the body moves and works and shit. But like,
No, you don't. That's all you're doing all day. Come on.
yeah, well, you know, I eat every now and then. But it's like, I used to like walk through the gym
How's my form? How's my form?
and just be like, oh, you know, oh my God, that guy has clips on a Smith machine. It's like, I don't know, man. Maybe, you know, I don't care like anymore. Like, are you happy? Sick.
I know, right?
Or like when you see people that are just like mean to other people, it's like, dude, what are you
Entitled, you mean?
doing?
Like-
Yeah, it just anything. It's just
Or
like,
like a little bit of attitude, a little too much attitude, maybe.
just nothing matters.
Yeah.
And not like nihilistically, but almost in like a optimistic way. It's like, dude, like just try real hard and do a bunch of reps. If you do that, like we'll probably all end up in the same place. We're here for 2 hours. Like, fuck, like why are you gonna be a dick? Like let people work in. Like, oh, I was using that. Like, oh, fuck, man. Like it's the gym. Relax.
Yeah, that might. I think that is sort of fading. You know, that hardcore sort of like bodybuilding sort of gym thing. I think is slowly disappearing.
Yeah, that's
I
nice.
think it's still there. I just think that now people go to the gym. It's not just the hardcore people. So now there's everybody coming in.
Which is great.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's a lifestyle now, right? So it's like obviously like the bodybuilding was that sort of like the soul of it all, right? Or sports or whatever it is. But it's nice that it's now it's inclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it's like, I mean, like, I love Guy, but like when Guy Sister popped on the hack squat in Texas, and that like caused a bunch of shit. I don't know if you ever saw that video. Oh, this is like years back.
Okay.
And I don't want to like drag skeletons out of it. No. He's just like, Guy's intense, but he's like an old school guy, like hood on, quadro. Everyone knows Guy, like tough Northeastern bodybuilding. But it's like, you know, if you like the fact that most of us can just work on the internet and like make videos, it's like you got to respect that, like, you know, that guy's kicking down doors, so that's possible, right? Because he just looks like a freak and will compete, win all these shows. But it's like, you don't get like that by just being like kind all the time. So you kind of accept it, but yeah, it's definitely phasing out. Like the barrier of entry socially, like you can walk into a gym like this, which is like arguably the best bodybuilding gym in the world, and no one feels intimidated.
Yeah.
Which is like you go into Dungeon Gym in London fucking 30 years ago with Dorian Yates is like fucking spitting blood at the wall.
I remember going to like Good Life when I was younger and being intimidated. It's Good Life.
Yeah.
Well, I think some people they think they would be intimidated by coming here because I talk to a lot of people like, hey, come to my gym, and they're like, oh no, I can't.
Yeah.
But once you're here, and especially if I like with them and I introduce them to people and I talk and I smile, then it's fine because everybody's just trying to get better here.
And you also get like more touch points because like you see it more, like, you know, it's more inundated in like just general culture, you know, big podcasts or YouTube channels, or, you know, it's the fact that media is so accessible to everyone. It's not just like Fox and CNN. It's like you kind of people like, oh yeah, I recognize that guy. I saw him on this guy's page, or like the artist that I liked listening to worked out with that guy. Or, you know what I mean? So it's like when people come in, it's not like their first real exposure. That's true. So when like they, you know, obviously you don't get used to like seeing Olympia level guys because there's like 30 of them in the world maybe at any given time. But it's like there's a desensitization just by like just it being out there. But it's out there because, you know.
There's only one gym I felt kind of intimidated, but it wasn't really intimidated. It was like, whoa, I'm the odd one out. Is after
Curves.
Arnold after the Arnold Classic in 2011, and I went with Universal in Jersey and did a photo shoot, and then Eric Schwartz, said, hey, you should go to a Diamond Gym. I said, okay, I'll go there. So I go there, and then it was like the most like hardest hip hop I've ever heard in my life.
Is this the Tony Surly shoot that you guys did with the fucking leather belt and like the super retro shoot?
I think it was around that time.
Big fan.
So I go there. There was like I was the only white guy.
Oh wow!
It was all like buff black dudes.
Yeah.
And they were all like doing crazy weight with like the craziest hip hop going on, and I'm like, oh, I'm this white guy from Montreal here, and like, so I arrived like dressed up with my shorts, like dressed up like, you know, I was filming and whatever, and nobody was like dressed up like that over there. So I say, where's Dwayne, the owner? Because he said because Eric told me to come train here, check it out. Then Dwayne was like, I'm Dwayne, what's up, man? Then everybody was nice. They came in, oh, you just competed, and Everything was fine, but my first impression was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I think I'm walking to a movie or something.
Yeah, I guess the nice part, like people recognize the hustle, I suppose.
Oh yeah, everybody's nice. Like I think the gym is the one common ground where we're all doing the same thing. We're all lifting weights to get better. So it's like a cool place where everybody's welcome, in my opinion.
Because it's not like a zero-sum game, right?
Planet Fitness, you're not welcome.
What's that?
Because you're a meathead.
Yeah, that's a really odd angle. I mean, you get it. Like, there's a percentage of the accessible market that like will never see it our way because you have 20-inch arms or whatever, and they find that intimidating and they want
19.
I'm sorry. Hey, I was just giving you round up to the nearest 20. Always round up to the nearest 20, right?
I know, but don't call it a judgment-free zone, then.
I mean, yeah, it's
That's
a high level
the
business move, right? Like that's going to appeal to a group of Karens out there that doesn't want to maybe not want to get better. Like that's the thing too. Like we take for granted that we want to get better. That's like people don't.
Yeah, there's some people are pretty content with just doing their thing.
Wow. So who's gonna be wrong?
What's that?
If you're content of being how you are, maybe you're happier.
Maybe. I mean, yeah. Ignorance might be bliss in some stages. I'm sure we've all thought that at some point. God, it'd be really nice to drive a railroad spike through my brain, so I didn't have to think this much.
I didn't think that much into it, but
Welcome. Yeah. Good night. Have fun tonight. You texted me. Like, what the fuck, dude?
That's funny. Yeah. So you've been traveling a lot, right? Every time I've seen you, it's always like, oh, I'm going somewhere, coming from somewhere. What's up with that? Like,
Slow feet don't eat, man.
no feet. What?
I said slow feet don't eat. I don't know. I started a business 7 years ago and ended up like in a position where I didn't have a place
you
to live.
basically like to travel, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a positive feedback loop where it's like, I like to travel and the business benefits from me traveling. And the more I travel, the more I like it and the more the business benefits and the more I get to go.
It's a good partnership.
It's the longest partnership I've had. I'll tell you that for free. But yeah, I'm lucky to be in a position where it's like kind of ingrained in my job.
So you didn't really choose to travel. I guess like it just happened. We want you over there.
Yeah. So I forget the year. I think like 2016, 2017. I was like divorced, living in my car in the San Francisco International Airport parking lot, and I was kind of trading seminars for hotel rooms.
Wow.
Like if you flew me out and put me in a hotel, I'll fucking talk all weekend. I don't give a shit. Which is great because like I got a lot of reps and I got to like practice like live speaking and presenting and like putting together curriculum and all that shit. But like when I got back, my home base was a Toyota 4Runner in the SFO parking lot. And then one day I started stringing together seminars for like 3 months straight. And so I was just on the road for 3 months. And then when I left for I sold my car and I like sold some shit and I sent some stuff back to my folks. And then I was just like, okay, worst case, I'll like end up in Windsor, Ontario with my tail between my legs in 3 months, but I'll have like gone across the world. And then I left for the first weekend and someone hit me up. It was like, hey, can you come speak here? And I was like, yeah, but not until like 3-4 months from now. And they're like, okay, sick. And then the next weekend, and 2 people hit me up. It's like, can you come here? It's like, yeah, but not until like 3.5 months ago, 4 months from now, or okay. And then it just kept happening. And then I stayed on the road until I moved here. It was like 3.5 years. Wow. And then I kind of just like home based it and then just leave my shit here and just keep on traveling.
So you have a home base here right now?
Home base right now is technically Miami, but not really. Just back in Suitcase. I'll be on the road till July or August at least, but I have a feeling it's just going to be like.
You're like a gypsy or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like a nomad or something.
I'll settle for each. Yeah, I don't really mind. I used to like things.
Really?
I used to like, I mean, I think
the only things you can have really is the things that you're bringing with you.
Fits. Yeah. I mean, even like it used to be things that fit in a suitcase, but then I got sick of waiting for my bag when I got off a plane. So now it's just only fits in a duffel bag. And it's a
You should carry on?
Carry on. I'm like a fucking cartoon character. I wear the same clothes every day.
So what's in there? What do you bring with you?
It's so funny. I'm like pretty like fastidious just by nature. Like I know what I like. Yeah. Like I'll listen to the same song for months on end. Yeah. So I have camo dress pants. Yes, I have camo dress pants. And I have like black dress pants. And then I have camo sweatpants. And I have black sweatpants. And then I have 2 t-shirts that I'll wear to the gym. And then I'll wear 2 sweaters and 2 sweaters that I'll wear to the gym. And then 2 pairs of shoes.
Great.
And that's it. And then like obviously like my work stuff, like laptop and iPad and
sounds easy.
It's been increasingly easier, which is great because like life seems to get increasingly more complicated. So I can kind of keep an even keel by just like being like more minimalistic.
Yeah. And is there something that you bring with you that you don't need that you just want with you? Like a little like
he has even a cute little teddy bear, right?
Yeah. I bring it with me on the plane. Is there something I've
like a little like item?
A friend,
charm.
it's in my pen case. A friend of mine gave me a pin from the gym that he started. He's like a close friend. I carry that with me. And my dad, we played a round of golf once, and he gave me a coin from, I don't know, some country. So I keep those two things with me, and that's it.
There you go.
Yeah, just some sentimental value.
Yeah,
but other than that, it's like no heavy lifting.
Yeah. Wow. So just a carry on.
That's great.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I would be similar to that too.
Yeah.
I can roll like that.
Noah's jealous right now.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck, I'm
Thinking about
Well,
it.
you could go. We could go toe for toe for travel stories,
yeah.
man. You clock miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as of late. You've done a lot lately, but mine was years ago when I was just a young buck.
Young buck, yeah. No, it's. I mean, it's tough, like sustainability wise. Even if you don't come up with these like little things, these little tricks to like kind of anchor yourself, or like not have to fuck. If you have to,
So 4 pants, four shirts, 2 sweaters,
and
two shoes.
2 shoes, yeah, laptop
coin
and
and a
iPad,
pin,
it.
laptop, phone.
done, packed. It's like, have you ever seen the movie The Accountant with Ben Affleck?
Yeah,
Where he's like kind of like a spectrum guy who's like very, very smart, and
Yeah.
like he's like, but he like cooks the books for all these terrorists around the world, but he like kind of knows his life is always in danger, so he times himself and how long it takes to pack up his entire life in an airstream and just jet. So it's like, I can, if you said right now, like, hey, I have to be in fucking, well, I'm leaving for Amsterdam tomorrow, so this is kind of my life. So I need to, I can get everything in an Airbnb into my bags and out the door in under 7 minutes.
Time.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not sitting there with a stopwatch,
You
but
did.
I
Yes,
come
you
in.
did.
Yeah, I'm super spastic. So yeah, but it's like, I mean, that's a good freedom to have. It's
that's
like someone
nice.
calls or something happens somewhere. It's like I can just fucking go on.
Yeah,
That's
that's
interesting.
Good. That's
Yeah.
good.
So like, you went to like, what's the craziest country you went to?
Some places in the Middle East get pretty wild.
Thailand.
So Thailand wasn't. Yeah, it's different genres. So Thailand is crazy for its own reasons. Serbia is crazy for its own reasons. Oman, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon. What are some other crazy spots?
Where's the place that's like the most like, oh my God, this is like the furthest away from where I'm from, Windsor, Ontario?
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess geographically, it's probably an easy thing to answer, but culturally,
Like this is, I'm an alien here, you know?
yeah, parts of Asia get like, because you're a novelty in parts of Asia. Like, you're a big white dude. Like, people are gonna stop and take pictures with you.
Wow.
Right,
You
and
think
like,
you're Thor or something.
what's that?
What do you think?
Yeah, it's just, and because like we know this world, and like we sit here, I'm like arguably the smallest person in this room right now, right? So it's like I don't think anything of it.
That's sort of racist though. It's like if someone like from like Asia was over here, then I'm asking to take a picture with them because they look different. It's like,
Well, it's like, don't put Mickey Mouse ears on and do this, but like I think you'd be okay. I think like it's funny because one of the nicest parts about traveling, and this might be a weird sidebar, is like you understand that like that racism doesn't have to include white people. Like watching other cultures be racist towards other cultures
wow,
independent to white people is fucking hilarious.
Wow.
Because like you kind of grow up and you want to be sensitive of it because you don't want to offend anyone.
yeah,
But like you know, with like recent historical precedents, it's like, living in North America and the slave trade and all
white
that.
against everyone else.
Yeah, well, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
But then, like, one of the nice things about traveling is you can kind of put that piece into perspective. It's like,
Interesting.
yeah, it's so
Thought about
funny
that.
because it's like sometimes you'll just be on the sidelines between two other racial groups that are like fighting, and
Wow.
but it puts racism in perspective for you. It's like, oh, this is all ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Serbia has been at war since 1389.
Wow.
But it's like, I can't tell the difference between a Serb and Albanian to save my fucking life unless they tell me, right? Or a Bosnian or a fucking Macedonian.
Another example is when my dad was like high school, and there was like schools that were like half French, half English, and it's all people living in Quebec,
Yeah.
right? But it's like it was the English versus the
Yeah,
French.
geographically,
fights.
they're originally from somewhere else that's very close.
Yeah, and now just because you speak a different
Ireland.
language,
You talk to, I mean, I know a lot of the guys from Ireland who's like can't be friends with other people because some one are from the north and some are from the south, and they're both look at each other. Like there's literally a guy who lived on RPG Street because they just used to fire rocket propelled grenades down the street, and that was like the dividing line between the north and the south, and it was like IRA terrorism between like Catholics and Protestants. And it's like, you're like, to anyone else in the world, you're all just leprechauns. Like, it's like there's no difference. You all sound ridiculous. You all sound like you should be making cookies in a tree, and it's just like, but to them, it's like it's worth dying for. It's like, oh, this is all insane. Because like if you zoom out enough, we're all just on this tiny speck of
I know it's crazy.
400 billion galaxies, and it's
Yeah.
just like nothing matters.
I think if we don't destroy ourselves before it happens, I think long enough we're all going to be like the same color. at
Well,
some point.
this is what I like about Canada. Canada seems to be like the Noah's Ark of the world. All right. And I'm going to be driving the ship. No, I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
that is Noah at the
No,
helm.
but if you think it's just like, it's pretty cool. It's, I think you could probably have every single nationality from all around the world probably is all living here in Canada. So if there was ever a time where like something happened to the world, this could be like a bunker.
The petri dish that
Well,
repopulates
bunker.
all the cultures.
Yeah. And but the thing is, it's just so mixed that it's all the genetics from the very beginning all in one place. And it just seems like, just almost like this could be the new.
And I think historically,
more than USA, more than USA.
yeah. Well, because here's the thing.
Yeah.
I find, and like this is obviously not true of everyone, and I don't want to speak too general, but I find people adopt, at least historically, maybe not in like recent years, but people are very keen to adopt a Canadian as a nationality as like a superseding identity. Where if you talk to someone who has a background from somewhere else in the world that immigrates to the United States, and again, super general, but I find that they'll default to their heritage, like, oh, like, where are you from? And like, so if you're a white dude talking to someone who's like clearly from somewhere else, and you talk to them in the States, they'll be like, oh, I'm from Africa, or I'm from the southern province of China, or I'm from South Korea, or whatever. Where it's like, if you ask this person with the same lineage in Canada, I find, hey, where are you from? They're going to be like, Etobicoke. And then you kind of like, you get it and you understand it. You're like, oh, okay, like the national identity of being Canadian supersedes the cultural identity of like wherever it is you came from.
I think we're easier with the immigration.
No, we're not easier with the immigration. No, it's not easy to get into Canada.
Oh, I thought it was
No. There's a lot of like, I mean, maybe for like refugee or certain countries,
Right, yeah.
Okay.
But no, like to come here, you need to have like show a lot of paperwork. You have to show like education, money. It's just we're not letting anyone like Tom, Dick, or Larry in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's Canada, man. This is like premium country here. Like not to be super proud or anything, but it is. You
I'm
know?
proud of being Canadian.
And I think a lot of people come here for that reason. It's like there's a perception of freedom that comes with it that people are prideful of, and that's why they adopt the nationality when they come as their superseding cultural identity.
And I think a big one for a lot of countries, this is a safe country.
Yeah.
Overall.
Yeah. You don't realize how much you value that until you're in an unsafe country. Like I lived in Dubai, and the UAE is like ridiculously safe. And then you don't really notice it until like I moved to Miami maybe like 8 months ago. And then you're like, oh, this is insane. Like I carry a knife with me all times. Like I'm ready to stick that thing right into someone's third and fourth rib. Like it's fucking, if it's going to be me or you, it's going to be me. I'm holding court in the fucking street. But in Dubai, it's like, you could leave your wallet on the street.
Yeah.
And you go back and there'd be more money in it. Someone's like, oh, some poor pleb left like a wallet here with like no money. Here's like fucking 80 dirham.
All the armed guards around, or
there's nothing. So Dubai is very like, I mean, think the country or the emirate, like Dubai is not a country. Dubai is like Emirates are like states. There's 7 emirates of the UAE. Okay. So like Abu Dhabi and Sharjah and Fujairah and Ras Al Khaimah.
Dubai is not a city; it's a state.
No, yeah. So Dubai is so they'll call it an emirate. Yeah, it's like a province. So a lot of people like, so the United Arab Emirates, Dubai is an emirate of the UAE. So it's a province kind of. But I mean, think the city really exploded in the last like 50 years, but it's like the entire thing is under closed circuit television. It's like, go ahead. You go through like immigration. I used to do this when I get off a plane. I remember flying back from London to Dubai, and you know, international, you got to go through passport check, got to get, and at this point I was still traveling with bags like an idiot. From the plane, I started a timer. You're right. I totally timed myself doing this shit. 9 minutes. 9 minutes from the plane through customs immigration, grab my bags, and I'm in a taxi on the way back to my place. And the reason is like, immigration is like, scan your passport. Okay, now we know you're here. Now we know your face. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Because it's like the whole. There's a case that happened while we were there. These 2 Australian dudes flew in, went to a jewelry store. Like the guy was like out to lunch and just left the thing open because it's Dubai. They go in, case the joint, grab a bunch of shit, throw it in a bag, nonchalantly just like get in an Uber with like a duffel bag with shit. And the guy comes back from lunch like, oh shit, everything's gone. Ring, ring, ring. Hey, cops. Someone's sitting in a war room with a bunch of cameras. Oh, what shop? What mall? Oh, okay. The Zales at Dubai Mall. Not a Zales at Dubai Mall, but whatever the fuck. And so they go, oh, okay, those are those faces. Facial recognition software. Who are they? Oh, pulls up their passports, like on some Jason Bourne shit. They go, okay, when did they fly in? Oh, they flew in this day. Okay, this is them, picture of them crossing immigration 12 hours ago. When's the return ticket? 5 hours from now. Okay. No police chase, no nothing. They just call the airport, send a few units over. They just wait at the gate. They check in, they have their bags, and they just grab them. Wow. And they just go, oh, like, you're going to come with us.
It's impressive.
Yeah, but it's like...
You would think you wouldn't catch the plane I mean, if you're dumb enough to steal,
It's almost like Dubai is like the future, like it's like another planet.
Yeah.
You got to fly out of Earth to like this, like, you know, little sort of
it seems like a
city
magical
or
place right
country.
now. All the
And like you
influencers
can't
are-
leave.
Yeah.
The only way you can leave is through one way. You
Yeah.
know,
It's in the middle of the fucking desert.
Yeah.
Like there's really, and it's, when I first lived there, I remember like, you know, a lot of my job is like Zoom calls and shit. And the Wi-Fi kept dropping out. I'm like, what the fuck? Like this, I thought this was supposed to be like the place of the future. It's like, oh yeah, Yemenis rebels are flying like bombs and explosive ordnance at the Abu Dhabi airport. So it's like, if you zoom out from the region, because it is kind of like its own little country. I mean, its own little planet. Because if you zoom out, it's like, oh fuck, like Yemen's right there. Across that sea is Pakistan, Afghanistan,
Wow.
like
Interesting.
Iraq,
Yeah.
Iran. Like it's, but they hold it down. It's so unbelievably safe.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's wild. But like you said, the fitness world over there is like,
yeah.
with COVID, they just fucking, they were
that's what I
like,
remember seeing
A lot
online
of
there a
people
lot.
moved there. Larry Wheels moved there, and
A lot of people from the UK, I feel, go
yeah,
there as well.
they love it.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, it's a 7-hour flight. Weather's great. You're never going to get any rain. And there's a really reciprocal relationship at the government level. Like the UK has a lot to do with the royal family. Like, so Emirates airline codes, and I know this because I fucking fly a ton. So it's EK. So like American Airlines would be AA. So your flight number in American Airlines, if you're flying to fucking St. Louis to Detroit, is AA2541 or whatever. Emirates, which is the airline that's owned by the government, EK01 is DXB, so Dubai International, to London Heathrow.
Wow.
So that's like they're
Yeah,
super tight.
yeah.
So royal families
Makes
are
sense.
always in and out. They have like a 40,000 square foot palace just outside of London. Like,
Wow.
yeah, they're tight. They're real tight, scary tight.
so like you talk about royal family. So I was going to ask you that because you've treated and helped a lot of people and probably a lot of like important and famous people. Any like honorable mentions
Over there,
anywhere in the world?
I mean, you don't really like to name drop because these people don't like your stuff.
Okay,
I mean,
but no, just name some people that don't mind don't mind it.
yeah, I mean, stuff on social media, I guess, like pictures that are posted elsewhere. Like American football players are probably like my most notable that people would know because I've probably spent the last like 4 years working pretty closely with combine, like kids coming out of the college programs, going into the NFL draft, which will happen depending on when we're watching this. It'll happen in the next day. It starts on the 26th. And then returning NFL veterans. So that was kind of like a part of my job for the last 4 years is working with football players. So, yeah, I mean,
Just top athletes, I guess.
yeah, like Odell Beckham Jr. We had him actually here. So he flew in. Leonard Fournette. I did some work with him in Tampa Bay. Jarvis Landry. He was around the facility that I was at. Up in Tampa Bay.
What's the most interesting person you've met? Not necessarily that you treated, but like somebody that was like, holy shit, this person
Right
is
here.
like
Yeah, probably Noah.
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 Easy. It's an easy one.
Mr. Vision over there.
Interesting person. That's a good one. I've never been asked that question before. I mean, like athletes are interesting in their own right. They all have like a bunch of shit to deal with. I guess it depends on what you're interested in and what you like
Or
recognize.
there's somebody that you met, you're like, man, I wish I could hang out more with this guy or whatever. Like,
Yeah, probably Noah. No, I don't know. Fuck, that's a really good question, man. I'd have to think about
That's
that.
a tough one.
Uh,
There's always these people that come into your life and you're like, oh, you really like jive with them. And
Yeah.
it's like, well, it's pretty cool. You can like learn something from them. You like sort of like with how they live their life. And
Yeah, there's like a depth over distance thing when you get older. It's like you meet someone and it's like you don't know them for very long. Like I have some friends like that. British bodybuilder Oscar Young. I don't know if you know Oscar Young Simba on Instagram. He's a dude that I just met like through this.
Wanna
Not
pull it
like,
up? Yeah.
not like he's sick. He went pro a few years ago at like Norway. He's fucking inside out.
how do you spell that?
Oscar Oscar. I think it's Young Young. Not that guy. Just put bodybuilder.
Yeah.
But yeah, Oscar's like a really close friend. Whenever I get to spend time with him, yeah, that's Oscar there. Fucking that guy's a G, man. Scroll up that one there, just that big him, the YouTube one. Sorry,
Images or what?
it'd be like Young Simba is his Instagram. Yeah, Oscar. So he'd be an example of someone that like you just cross paths with, and you meet him for like 10 minutes, but like he'll be a friend of mine for like the rest of my life.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it's just, I mean, it's tough because we're usually pigeonholed to like fitness or athletes or whatever, and you know sometimes Oh man, maybe I'll just have to send it. Maybe I'm like getting it wrong. The YouTube video that was there.
That's Oscar Young.
Yeah, there he is. Jack, front double bicep there.
Interesting.
So it's young_4040 is his Instagram handle.
Guys, welcome back to.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, he sounds British.
First of all, thank
Oh yeah, that's those are the boys. He'd be in that crew, but but just I don't know, man. I guess the nice part, because I travel so often, it's like I do get to spend time with them. So I guess the answer would be like all of the friends that I have all over.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, another one is a dude named Don Saladino. He's like the celebrity trainer. So like Ryan Reynolds, Jake Gyllenhaal, John Krasinski, Chelsea Clinton, and he'd hate that I'm name dropping all these people. But like, I literally, here's a story for you. And like, I hopefully we can talk about this. Young_4040. That's Oscar, if you can find him. So Don owned a gym on Broadway for 17 years and just closed it pre-COVID. And we just met at a dinner through actually Ben Pekulski. It was Ben Pekulski's birthday. It was March 17th. We went out to a steakhouse and he had, that's Oscar there. Fucking crazy physique. But like probably one of the deepest thinkers you'll ever come across in your entire life. Oh yeah. You could sit around and talk like philosophy, life, religion, politics, ethics, morality, consciousness.
That's like our Mike Aceto here.
Yeah, look at his waist.
Oh,
That's
crazy.
Crazy tape.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, wild.
So yeah, he has good things to say. Maybe we should get him on the podcast.
Dude, he's the fucking man. He's like, this guy would like leave you in tears. It's just perspective, like experience, and he's
great.
Yeah. But Don Saladino, I met him through Ben, and like next thing you know, like I wander around. I end up in New York a lot because it's a good jumping off point for Europe. And I remember, I had paraphernalia on me, and I remember being in his office. Like I'd met him a few times. I would come through and train, but like everyone that trains there is all celebrities. So people are like, "Who's this guy?"
Oh, about you?
Yeah, me, because like I just like would come through wearing the same goddamn camouflage pants and like my little duffel bag, and we would train together because fucking he's an animal. He trains really hard. So whenever I pass through, Don Saladino, yeah.
Saladino.
Yeah. So he's like, again, so it's like the people, I guess to answer your original question, like the people that I'm like interested in they're just friends because it's not like I just travel one place once. It's like, and I have freedom to go back. So it's like, I'll go to, I have like a week off-ish in a few weeks. So I'll just go to New York and hang out with Don. Right. But like there was a time where I literally remember John Krasinski from The Office. He was training him. And I tried to keep a low profile. I was like, I don't want to get in anyone's business. I don't want to like super fan. I just hide in the back. But like, you'd sit there, stretch, and some guy like, oh fuck, that's like Jake Gyllenhaal. And like I'd talk to Jake Gyllenhaal for 20 minutes. But John Krasinski like was talking about drugs, like performance enhancing drugs. And I just so happened to have some on my person. And so he like calls me out of the office and I was like, hey, like, can you tell John or what this would do? And I was like, I have some if you want to see him. He's like, you have some? I was like, yeah. So I was sitting there with like performance enhancing drugs in my hand, explaining to the guy from The Office like how this stuff works. And I was like, it's pretty weird. This is a weird conversation. I'll remember this for a while.
Good.
Yeah. So
funny.
yeah,
that's cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right. And the best gym you ever went to?
So I mean, I'm not just blowing smoke. I mean, it has to be this, right? Yeah. But I guess you can make the argument depends on what you value in a gym, right? Like I value orderliness, cleanliness, customer service. Like there are people who are like Arlington, Brian Dobson, cut off shorts, Branch Warren spits in your face when you walk in. I'm like, I don't need that, man. Like, you know what? I like to be comfortable. I like to know where stuff is. I like, the lighting and the space, the high ceilings. Like, some people are just like, I want some underground, and sometimes those are nice. Like there's iconic gyms in every, like you go to, they've moved since, but like the original King's Gym in Croydon before they moved, that was sick. Like James Hollingshead was there, and it's like everyone there looks like they're probably going to stab you because they probably are. Or then you go to, the Binos, the one in Dubai. It's like, okay, you see it. Like, oh yeah, this is like what you need it to be when you're in Dubai. It's like flashy and everyone's fucking whatever. And then, what are some other good ones? I mean, MI40, Venice, Golds. Like, I think at this point I've probably been to every.
It's interesting that there's like actually not that many amazing gyms if you really think about it. Like, why, you know what I mean? If you think about it, like what's going on
for bodybuilders? Yeah.
Well, but just like, bodybuilders, but also just like the fitness industry. Is it maybe because it is sort of just a new thing that people are getting into more than ever now. So now it's the time where they're going to start seeing like really amazing gyms, you know?
Well, the thing with Pure is that the machines and the equipment that we have is just fucking next level.
Yeah.
It's like you
But
could
that's a
go
new standard. So does that mean,
Yeah, we
does
put
that
that
mean now more gyms, more areas are going to start doing that because more people want that too?
Well, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not a lot of people into health and fitness, period, right? Like, we maybe occupy, RIP Rich Miana, 5%, right? Like, maybe that's how many people are, like, into, and, you know, we kind of live in a siloed world. It's hard to see that, like, you know, we see everything through Instagram or podcasts or YouTube or whatever. It's like, people don't have
To us,
Instagram.
it feels
Maybe
like it's everywhere trains.
per sort of capita, it's sort of tough to get so many people that are really into it.
Yeah, like to attain, and because this stuff isn't cheap, right? Like, fuck, as you know, like, you got to pay for all the shit.
Can you get some statistics, Justin? Like, what's the percentage of the population who works out in a gym?
But then the thing is like some people don't even like. There's so many newbies that just like, you know, that do go to like the sort of the generic gyms because they're comfortable there. There's no one really that's actually.
Look at that.
You know,
Gym memberships stats might surprise the United States. Around 45 million adults.
Yeah, 14%. And guess what? Out of the 14%, 0.1% actually go.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've worked in commercial gyms enough to know, like, I've worked in commercial gyms where we had, you know, 5,000, 6,000 members, but you're going to get 700 unique check-ins a week, which means like you'll get same people checking in a bunch of times, but you only have 700 of the 5,000. So like, yeah, I would say, so what's that? So say 10% of the 14%.
I'm curious about
So
hours.
that's 16% of 30 million.
Yeah.
So that's like, I'm just going to ballpark it like 3 million.
Sure.
And then you want to do, what's 1% of 3 million or 10% of 3 million?
Yeah, just cut the zero out.
Yeah.
Right?
There you go.
300,000 or whatever. 30,000.
And then you spread that amongst the monster of a country. And there you go.
I'd be really curious, like, because you said unique check-ins. I think our gym, we could probably brag that we have the most unique check-ins ratio per memberships.
Yeah, and you guys
think
also, you're a destination too, right?
Yeah.
Like they're the echelon. Like I think because they're so rare, like there are. I mean, why do you think they called it Destination Dallas, right? Like shout out Michael and the Swedish cohort that lives in the middle of Texas, which confuses the fuck out of people. But it's like, yeah, because the idea of a destination gym is really like if you're into this. Like I know a guy literally from Destination, Nick Bagley, is flying up here on tomorrow to just train here.
Well, weekly there's that going on, but there's even a guy now from Brazil here. Right.
King of Diet?
Yeah. So it's just like constantly people coming, which is, and it's just the start too, right?
Yeah.
So,
but that's crazy. Like to build something that people pilgrimage, like, you know, people talk about things being the Mecca without actually knowing what Mecca is.
Yeah.
Right? Like when you understand like what Mecca is to like the Muslim world, it's like, that's a high praise to be able to, because, you know, the Mecca, like, you know, you go to, you know, Steve Weinberger's place up in Syosset, which is the Bev's powerhouse, right? Or you go down to Gold in Venice. It's a Mecca. It's like, okay, that word gets thrown around a lot. Go to Mecca and understand like what that actually that is to that culture, and it's the equivalent really of in the bodybuilding world. Now, like maybe a little bit less sanctimonious and, you know, up to a little bit more shit, but it's like it's that people take their money they earn to go to a place that's not where they live.
Listen to this one here. Just try to stick with me because it's
Go.
like I get a little crazy
I'm here
with
for
it. But when you think of like, you know, the gym and what it provides, you know, obviously like you're working on your body, you know, socially, mentally, physically. There are all these things you're doing. It's a place where a communal place that, you know, today that people are coming and, you know, it's a positive place. And you take a look at like religions, and obviously that was like something we created thousands of years ago. Just
Really? What?
Yeah.
Shut the
You didn't
fuck.
know that?
Oh my God. I've been reading different books.
Man,
dog.
you're not very smart.
Enlighten me.
No, but it's like, so then I'm like, it's not working anymore. In my opinion, religion is not working anymore. So it'd be interesting if like something like a gym, you know, with what we believe and, you know, just like the way we're going in the future actually becomes a new type of religion.
I think it's already there, man. Whether it's the fucking Buffalo Bills or Pure Muscle and Fitness, it's just like, you know, like the proclamation of the death of God really kind of set. Well, there's openings. There's opening for you know hire your
Candidates,
own God.
there are new candidates.
Candidate, yeah. I would love to see this. You know, VP, you know, God, vice God.
Yeah, but just
The
it's
muscle
interesting.
pope.
The muscle pope. Careful. Don't Google search that. Whatever you do, clear. If you're at work, clear your search history for muscle pope.
But the thing is, Noah, you're saying that the social place, the church, the first, Catholic churches or whatever, the guy in the front was speaking Latin, right? Nobody spoke Latin. They would just go there to hang out and talk around town. So it was like you said, a hangout. And the thing is, like, I think less people go to church now than before. I'm assuming.
I feel
So,
Yeah,
but
atheism is the predominant.
You go to the gym there, it's like a gathering place. People get better. You work out. You kind of suffer a little bit, and then you, for the greater good of.
Yeah, there's
being
feelings that
jacked.
come out there too. There's endorphins. There's like something that's obviously a mental, physical thing that's going on.
Pick up woman.
But there's also 9 billion people now.
Yeah.
Right? It's easy.
Is it going down yet or what? That's what I'm waiting for. I think
I don't know. Musk is really
I
trying.
feel like this is whatever. I feel like we reached our cap.
All right, Klaus.
We
Schwab,
reached
get
our
out of here.
cap.
There was twice as many deaths in Japan last year as was births.
Wow.
So there's like a saying in like astrology that the universe will end in a bang or a whimper.
Wow,
That's pretty scary.
What's a whimper?
Whimper means like we'll just die out because we're underpopulated. Like we'll fizzle out, or
or
fucking
it's just
Putin turns 2 keys and we all just liquefy in a second.
It's the whimper.
You think?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's scary because that's
like
a runaway train.
Oh man, yeah.
Go.
Oh my
Tinfoil
God.
hats. Yo,
No,
dog.
no,
Get
no.
tinfoil. Get
It's
it in.
just interesting, like even just the way, like this is like sort of, I don't even like. Yeah, it's weird, but it's just like if the population keeps on decreasing, it's actually a good thing in my opinion. I don't know if that's like whoa.
I'd love to be able to go to the Super Bowl. Great.
But then it's like, and then we have, with technology, all these sort of machines that are actually taking over a lot of the jobs that maybe that lower spectrum of population was doing that we just don't need them to do anymore.
Talk about higher spectrum. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Meta, whatever. Fucking software engineers are laying off. These guys were really valuable. And in the course of 6 months, just with like AGI, like artificial general intelligence.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, if you're into software engineering, which probably like 0 people are, listen to this. But there's a thing called like GitHub Copilot, which is like this thing is just you type something and it writes the equivalent functional line of code in the particular language that you're looking for, or you can take lines of
So
code.
I could code an app if I want.
So you need a certain level of extra. But imagine having a team of like a dev team of 10 guys, and you're the head lead engineer. You don't need those 10 guys anymore. Because you know how to prompt, rather than telling them, hey, we got to write this on Liquid in fucking Python. It's like you can just actually type it if you know how to prompt it. So you just need one guy to prompt it. And these not drones, but in the analogy, it's like you just need one fucking Tom Cruise with gold Ray-Bans on.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, it's cool unless you went to school for software engineering.
Yeah. But then the thing is, on a good note, they can do anything else they want.
What else is there to do? Because next thing,
Art.
art. Yes, that's what we need. A couple more saisons in the ring.
not?
Well, fuck, because that doesn't pay the bills, man. Because you're gonna have like, what are the 2 biggest industries in America? I think transportation and security, right? So if like those 2 are easily, look at Dubai. Well, they fucking did away with security. They need 12 police officers with handcuffs, and that's it. And like a bunch of cameras, and they just know where everyone is. Like, well, okay. You go outside of any apartment building, there's like fucking 3 guys sitting around till all hours of the night. Security. It's like, well, if you get rid of that and you get rid of we can automate a truck to drive across country. You can do it safer.
Yeah, it's crazy. Even it's just something as small as McDonald's. Like in the next year, no one's working at McDonald's.
Right.
No one. It's like it's all.
Oh my God.
okay?
Went off.
That was
I think
weird.
Klaus Schwab heard us talk about McDonald's.
Yeah.
Got too real.
Let me finish off on the McDonald's thing. Whatever. Basically, largest company in the world is trying to figure out how to actually not have a single employee, and that's going to happen any day now.
Tuesday. Yeah.
Maybe we should try to do that here too.
It's just they're testing it out. It's like I've gone in there and there are some stats. I can't kibosh the things, but like I've noticed over even when I was living in Spain, that's when they started doing the whole like you could do
kiosk.
Yeah, little
thing,
kiosk, and I've just noticed like even the front desk gets smaller and smaller, and soon it's just going to be a simulation at the front there, like a fake person or whatever we want to call it, AI or whatever it is. And then the machines are doing all the work, and it's probably going to be better than what the humans are doing.
The hard part is the security, right? Like you go to some place in the States and like theft under $1,000, they're not even trying as a.
Oh, yeah. Well,
What do you mean security?
So you got 99% of the people that are going to be fucked out of their tree because
Yeah.
they're not going to have a gainful employment because of the very technology that's running the CVS or Walgreens. It's like, you better have some Boston Scientific or Boston Dynamic robot with a fucking AK at the front door because people are already like looting and like robbing, violent, even violent crime in Canada.
Well, the thing is, you can eliminate that pretty damn easy. You go to CVC or whatever
CVS,
CVS, whatever. I mean, you're not just like we do at home. You're not going to be going, oh, I'm going to grab this.
Right. True.
You're going to go into a thing and everything's going to be in the fucking behind that wall there.
Yeah.
And if you want to pick it up, you just, oh, okay, I want this stuff. And the fucking thing gives it to you and on your way.
Problem solved. Well, fuck, Big Mike's client that was like grabbing up that dude that was shoplifting at Shoppers. So it's like Canadian CVS, right? Like that's someone who's like, oh, I really need whatever this and can't afford it.
And then, well, now, that too, but also it's going to eliminate actually from that even happening in the sense of someone getting hurt, someone suing someone, whatever it is there. You know what I mean? It's like the security's actually might even be better.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to need it because you're going to have a bunch of people like you don't want to. It's like the Dark Knight, where one of the Bane Batman movie, where it's like, in a land of the, you don't want to be the haves in the land of the have-nots or whatever, and everyone just goes fucking ape shit and just starts looting and rioting and all that. It's going to be Arkham fucking prison, just going to empty out. But
strap up.
Provide value. I think that's how you save yourself in this situation is learn how to provide value because value, like people trust value.
More valuable than a robot. Will be a new thing.
Yeah, that's your antidote to this whole thing.
What if you build the robots? Then there will be robots building robots.
Yeah, I mean that's essentially
what about when those robots break? Other robots will fix their robots. Wow. So universal income. Huh?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's also like it could just be if you look at it evolutionarily, it's like maybe unstoppable. Maybe this is just like
the next. I think it will start probably in the big cities, right? So if you don't like it, you got some time to like just move on.
So time is not it's the doubling rate of the improvements of the technology is so fast that it's like second is in a big city. It's like okay, think of it like a new civilization, like when. I don't know if you read about Canadian history and like coming down the St. Lawrence and you read about interactions with like early, native Canadians and British and French settlers or Spanish and Columbus and America or whatever. It's like, it didn't go well and it went really well or it went really bad really quickly. So it's like trade smallpox for ChatGPT or whatever. And it's like, that's like time. Yeah. If you're in, if you're in Chatham, Ontario and this thing hits Toronto, it's like, you got a week. And then by the 7th day, you actually got 3 days. Like it's because it'll be a new civilization. It seems like it'll be a new civilization. Yeah. Like when new civilizations meet archaic civilizations cease to exist.
Yeah. Oh boy.
The thing is that
the Optimism podcast.
No, it's the thing when guys like Elon and there's a few other guys, Lex Fridman, they're like a little bit worried and stuff about AI. It's like they're the one that are working with them, and if they're a little bit worried, I mean, I don't think it's going to be like Skynet with like Terminators coming for the future, like I don't think it's gonna be like that.
Well, not anytime soon, but in the future.
Hopefully not. I think it's more like you said, like people, being like, hey, we don't have jobs anymore.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's a problem for future us.
The thing is, if you listen to those guys, it's already a problem. Everyone's like, hey, put this thing on pause yesterday because it's already too far gone. Well, I think it's almost like Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park. It's like, nature finds a way. Like this is just like, if you think about like the expansion of like the frontal cortex, which allowed like an ape to become human being. It's like this is just the external cortex.
You know what's interesting? This is just like on the topic of machines and humans, but even at the like just the most basic level out in that room there, we have all these like very basic universal machines that we're working with it every single day to sort of improve and evolve us as humans as well. Not only like in a machine like this, but also just like physically we're working with these things too. Yeah, with the equipment. We're evolving. We're evolving as humans using that stuff on a daily basis. Yeah.
But the scary part is in the machine, every time someone else someone else did a bicep curl, your arms got bigger. That's what this is. Right? That's the scariness of like AGI and collective like artificial consciousness is like, I mean, it works great for driving. I'd love if someone got an fender bender and the likelihood of me getting an fender bender went down. Right. So, but it's like, that's where we just get left in the dust. Right. Like, the second you have to kind of agree on the premise that artificial general intelligence can rationalize. That's like the real crux of the scary part. So like Go and chess, like when they started building these machines that could play these games that require like reason and rationale, the second like that no one in the world could beat a computer at chess or Go, That's like sign enough where we're like, oh fuck, this thing can reason and rationalize.
yeah.
We're fucked.
Not good.
Or imagine when like there's certain things online that they will say or do, and then, oh, we did that, and we made this person do this, record, and then it does it a bunch of times, and then it's like a perfect program to control people.
Have you ever seen the movie Ex Machina?
A long time ago.
Wild. I mean, there's like a serious
Is
flaw
it the
with
girl?
whole-
The girl is a robot, and she flirts with a guy.
Yeah, but she controls both of them. She manipulates both of them. It's like, dude, we're fucking ants. And that's the thing. Like, that's the argument that'll get made. It's like, you know, we don't think about the destruction of an ant colony when we build a building. We just think about building the building. Sure, ants are probably just getting decimated by the hundreds of thousands, but it's not like, it's not our primary goal. It's like this thing's primary goal might not be to decimate us, but it's like we're just going to be ants.
But the thing is, also, we are thinking about like when we take over countries, we spread ourselves everywhere, we multiply ourselves. But for a machine, it's alive as long as one little thing having it is alive.
I understand.
So why would it need to be like multiplier itself? If it's just out there in the air, it doesn't have to kill us. It's just living there.
Maybe it likes to be. Maybe a control is. the
Maybe
main thing it
there's a
wants.
fucking thing that's gonna be one like we want to be in a physical form now.
Yeah. I mean, because they're trying to like, how do you program a consciousness? It's almost like iRobot, where like Will Smith, I don't know if you guys remember the movie, but there's a scene where like the car's underwater and there's like an old lady and a young girl, and the robot literally calculates the percentage of
Yeah, that's
survival
right.
and
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
take
yeah.
into consideration that like this is an old lady, she's like older and has lived a long time, and this is a young girl.
yeah.
And it's like
But-
trying to reason that.
But that's like
consciousness.
that's almost like a form of like evolution. What's the best way to go in order to keep going, right? So it's like it's calculating what's the best thing to do to keep on living.
Right. But it's the interest in its survival, it's in itself and not in other things. Like, how do you make this a tool that we can use rather than us just being wielded by it?
Like altruist, like an altruist robot.
Yeah. Yeah. Because altruism is tough, because I don't think altruism actually exists in human beings. Like, people that do things are altruistic are ultimately doing it for a benefit to themselves, unless you're like
Are they?
jumping on a grenade or something. Like, yeah, like Zuckerberg isn't donating billions of dollars to a hospital to donate billions of dollars to a hospital. It's like, well, this is going to have to go to the government, or I could pay $37 on taxes and then hide my money over here in this hospital.
What about those influencers that give money to the homeless people and film it?
Oh, I mean, you know,
that's for
they're really
sure.
doing the Lord's work, you know, at Mother Teresa, at Mahatma Gandhi, really, really good follows. Yeah. Good motivational inspo.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. I'm excited that we get to see it.
Oh yeah, that's a cool thing. Because we at our age, we saw before the internet that we saw the internet happen.
Yeah. We're.
I remember VHS tapes. I remember like fucking with the antennas on TV, like trying to
Don't
get
move.
it.
We're definitely in the middle. We're going to experience both worlds.
And that's to me, it's almost the hardest, because like even in here with the gym, like I fuck like Blood and Guts. I remember reading Blood and Guts, Dorian Yates' book. Like the book, the thing, like not PDF, not ebook, not link in bio, like literally some guy with Home Hardware that I work with, a dude named Derek, who bench 500 pounds, was like, this is what you do. And I said, okay. And that was it. But it's like, and it's almost like, it's almost sad, because you remember the way it was. And it's like, you know, but you're almost jealous of the kids that don't, but also pity them at the same time. It's like, man, you guys had no idea what it's like to not put up a phone.
I was happy that internet existed when 2003, when I started training and looking online and learning, because I don't know where else I would have learned it, because I prepped myself for my first show at 16 years old, right, 2004, and everything I learned was online. A lot of stuff.
Well, so you can imagine what the young people, how much they're learning compared to what like we learn.
But to me, it's like, the intentions matter. Like, because you got into it because you just love doing it, man. You end up in some weird forums back in the day.
I know.
You're like, yo, is this
Get
guy
big
trying to
dot
like?
com.
Is this guy trying to steal me? Am I going to end up like Catfish? I just want to learn how to bench more, man. Like, yeah, like, you know, meet me behind this good life, and I'll fucking give you this problem. Like, this sounds super sketch, but you know, he's talking about German volume training. I've heard about that, where it's like it's almost like what you had to do to really dedicate yourself to it, to learning more or being better, was so much more difficult. Like, the air was thin up there, but now it's surface level. Like, everything's so accessible. So, you know, that brings more people into the space, which is great. And it brings more money and it drives more interest, and more people are getting into the culture. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I had to read a book. Some people are like, I saw this thing on Instagram and I liked it and I like saved it.
Well,
and
it's like
shared it.
every generation before the generation has been dealing with that, right?
Yeah. But I guess, like, I mean, to go back to the AGI thing, it's like, this will be the first time a technological revolution takes jobs away, right?
Yeah.
Like, go to agriculture. It's like, well, what are we going to do? It's like, well, there's more 8 to 1 jobs in the Industrial Revolution. It's like the machines are going to take their job. It's like, no, it actually makes 8 times more jobs. But this is like, no, Meta and Instagram and Facebook, and then Uber is going to fucking just decimate. Oh my God. When automated driving, look out. Uber drivers that were, maybe picking up freelance work in an unemployable market for whatever reason.
This might even break off into like actually 2 worlds.
I want out. I want on the ship.
Yeah, this might break into 2 worlds in here,
Yeah, like a class
So it'll be like a
structure.
civil
Yeah,
war.
it's like just something where it's like you're either in it or you're out of it, and it's like you want to be a part of it, you don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And they're living a totally different sort of lane than whatever the new world is.
Civil War. Are gonna be with Iron Man or Captain America?
Captain America. I live in the States now.
And the gadgets.
I don't
of
know.
Iron Man.
I love Iron Man's my favorite guy.
Oh, so you're the technical.
But yeah, the technical. See, I'm opting out. I want to go old school with
old
it.
school with
Yeah.
Captain America.
Plus, that guy definitely took a bunch of D-ball too, low key. that guy's
Remember
definitely soft.
the first movie of Captain America, he's like all skinny.
Yeah.
And then they just juice him up with like the super serum.
Yeah.
And then he's super jacked.
Yeah, but I think that's AI.
That's yeah, 100%.
That wasn't
Because Vitamin said his prayers. The Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
CGI. CGI. the
CGI.
first-
Yeah.
All right, let's do something more back to like right now and more about you,
Like,
Jordan.
what do you bench press?
Oh God, yeah, that's what matters.
No, I got some would you rather's after, which
Oh,
talks
Jesus
about that. But
Christ.
so the most challenging thing you've ever overcome, what is it?
I don't know, injuries, maybe, but like there's more to it than that. Like when you identify as someone who's big and strong, I'm sure you've probably all gone through it. I know with your bicep and stuff, it must be difficult. Like I got to see it firsthand through my ex-wife, who was like an Olympic athlete, who then got injured and couldn't go to the Olympics, and saw like how that like kind of shattered. Like, oh, this was this person's identity her entire life. She's a world-class athlete since she was 7 years old. But then I got hurt powerlifting, and I was like, oh, I really identify as like the big guy. Right. And I was like, well, that's really fragile because like you're not always going to be the big guy. So like overcoming, like just being aware of that, like getting smacked in the head at like in your mid-20s of like, since 17 years old, that's your principal value that you brought to the table. It's like, it's fine. The big guy's here. It's like, who the fuck cares, man? Like, what are you going to like have to lift something heavy at an inappropriate time? Like you're going to try and scare people off? Like that's not how the real world works. So that was probably like, I like tore my pec, I tore my quad. And there's times where you had to like wrestle with the fact that like, I won't be able to train for a while. Like I'm not going to be the big guy. I'm not going to be the strong guy. And it's like, oh, then if I'm not that, I'm nothing. And it's like, well, that's a problem.
So
and
what did you do? Because we all gotta have to face life on life's terms, and age and time as it will get us. And at some point, stuff will happen. We won't look the way we look forever. We get older. We get injured. We get older. So what did you do? Like, because if you get injured in your 20s, that kind of sucks.
Yeah. Therapy. It was funny. I was like on LinkedIn one day, and a dude I went to high school with, who I haven't seen probably since high school. And the last memory I have of him was him pulling me off this kid that I was fighting in the locker room in gym class.
That's funny.
And I like checked at what he did, and it was like, oh, he was a therapist. I was like, oh, sick.
Like,
yeah.
what kind of therapist? Physical or
like
mental?
no, like a cognitive behavioral therapist.
Okay,
Mental.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit.
CBT.
This is like really serendipitous that I just happened to be on LinkedIn. The only memory I have of this guy was like I was just like pummeling this kid named Errol.
What's trying to reason you?
Well, yeah, and he was just like, people were trying to pull me off him, and then like his name's Nathaniel, and he was just like, he just looked at me, he was like, dude, he's had enough, and I was like, okay, bet, yeah, sounds good. And then I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I just hit him up, and I was like, that. So I've been talking to him like every week for 7 years.
Every week still to this day.
Yeah, dude, we all got problems. And then
we do, yeah.
it's also like preemptively, if you let that shit fester, like it goes weird fast. Dude, so
I got to share about my shit fucking every day.
yeah.
My brain is like, sometimes it's a weird place to be, man.
You wouldn't wish it on your worst enemy sometimes, but it's like, you pay a couple $100, you yell for an hour, he goes, yo, it's all good. It's like, thanks, dog, appreciate it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're really advocating mental health and being humble enough to seek help.
Yeah, I mean, I almost don't even see it like that, and and it's probably because so many other people, like you are on our podcast, like sitting right here talking about it, so it's like, yeah, it's sort of like normal. And I think I listened to this podcast. Actually, you mentioned Lex Friedman. Lex Friedman had a guest on like maybe 6 months ago, a dude named Ed Calderon, who like used to be like worked anti-cartels in Mexico. He's like fucking really cool. And he had this quote. He's like, you can't pickpocket a naked man. So it's just like, it's, full transparency is just so easy. So like, I would literally, if we phoned in Nat right now, I would just to have the same conversation I would have with him with you guys here. Because it's like, what's the difference? His name's Nathaniel. So if I like phone my shrink right now and we simulcast it, I would sit here and talk about the same shit I would talk about with you guys, because it's like, you know, you can't pickpocket a naked man. It's just way easier for me to just put it all out there and just like, fuck it. Just then it's not my problem. Someone else's problem. You don't like it? All right, cool. Then don't tune in or whatever.
I kind of like acted the same way in my life, where I would meet people and then it's like, I kind of like, as long as I don't tell them that I'm in recovery, and I used to like abuse drugs, and you know, it's a daily battle a bit. If I'm not sharing about my recovery, I feel like I'm not honest with them, and it's like it bothers me. So it's like sometimes I would be on a first date with the girls in the past, right? Blah blah blah. So, by the way, I'm an addict. What do you mean? I would say it like that, but almost. It was like one of the, now that's out of the way, you know what's up, and if you still like me, good. You know, I was kind of get out of the way first.
And at the end of the day, you're kind of doing that for you, right? Like if you're self-aware, being honest is the most, you're doing it for yourself, not someone else. Because it's like, I'm not honest for other people. I'm honest because if I'm not, it makes me feel like shit.
I don't like it.
Yeah. No, it's just, I don't know. It's just, at a certain point, like, you're going to have to settle that debt. Because it's coming. It'll smack you in the side of it.
Cancer or a heart attack, it's going to get you.
Yeah, or you have fucking panic attacks, or like, people don't know, like anxiety gets thrown around a lot. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Everyone kind of suffers their own way, but it's like, at a certain point, if you do not pay attention, I had this, like I was hospitalized with panic attacks at like 25. And it's like, I had no idea. I was like, I don't get it. Like, I married an Olympian. I work at this sick job. I make 6 figures in Silicon Valley. I have a cool doctor title in front of my name. I have all this shit. And I was like, oh, I wanted none of it. And it literally took me like thinking I have like, oh, I was like prepping for a powerlifting meet. Like, oh, I just took so much drugs that like my heart exploded. And that's what I thought it was. So I went to a cardiologist who's a friend of mine. He's like, your heart's completely fine. Like, what's going on? And it's like, what do you mean? Like, no, like just tell me I had a heart attack or something. He's like, well, you didn't. He's like, your fucking head's fucked up. I was like, oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. So it's like, you're going to have to settle that debt eventually. So you might as well try and get ahead of it when you can, because it sucks if you.
Are you
like,
good now with panic attacks?
Yeah. Yeah. I had like sometimes when I would travel, just like the inconsistency, but like I had to learn how to manage that. But that's why it's like, I know if I don't stay on top of it, like it's right
catches
there.
Up.
Yeah. But
yeah, it's kind of like with my recovery then, because it's like, think about like the addiction as like a little demon that makes me want to say fuck it, like fuck it demon. I need to have a recovery stronger than my emotional reaction when I'm saying like fuck it. Because if it's a little bit lower than that, I'm gonna like not give a shit about any of you guys or myself. I'm gonna see you in 2 months in a rehab or something, or death, you know?
Yeah, and the scary part is it only has to be 51-49.
Yes.
Right? It doesn't have to be a landslide.
No.
It's just literally, he has to, you know, the demon has to get like a triangle choke or something. It's like, oh, fuck.
Just yesterday, I was like spinning around in my head. I was like, man, would it be great to just fuck everything up? Really, like, what does it matter?
Yeah.
What does it fucking matter that I'm fucking doing the right thing? Really?
Yeah.
In the universe?
But the fact that you can like put a name on it, I think is useful, because so many people they self-sabotage and they don't even realize it, right?
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying like drugs are a luxury. You can be like, oh, this is like my particular poison. But like, I think a lot of people, we all self-medicate, and to a certain degree, we're all addicts. But it's like having the wherewithal to be like, I need to put a name to this or a label to this. There's a lot of people like, dude, I know some dudes it's chicks, I know some dudes it's drugs, I know some dudes it's gambling. It's like, and it's not just dudes, but like you know.
And some people are in denial. They don't even think it's a problem. And some people, they know it's out of hand, but they don't even know why they're doing it.
Yeah.
Like, why do I want to take drugs?
Yeah, that's tough. I was thinking about that. I mean, I like tattoos, and I was talking, and I thought about this with training. I literally just had this thought. It's like, the reason I like tattoos, at least you know where the pain's coming from.
Oh.
It's like 2 hours sit and 3 hours,
It's
9
right
hours,
there.
whatever, or even training.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's just like, oh, at least I can identify why this hurts. And then sometimes it's just like, well, I don't fucking know. It's like, well, that's a problem, dude, because you better figure that out. And that's when you got to get on the phone and have a chat with someone.
Yeah, exactly. Because sometimes I'm like, because since I'm a kid, it's like, I always feel like something's missing. Like, I'm not quite comfortable. Like, something's missing. I'm not like good right now. It's like I need like something else. There's something I need to do, to take or to say or just, you know. And then because now I stopped even nicotine, because I was vaping until February 4th. I stopped, and I was chewing gum. And then like about like, I guess it's a good correlation of like when I have no nicotine in my system, and then it's like that feeling of like lacking something is enhanced. So I'm like always like, it's like I'm leaving the house. Like, am I forgetting something? Fucking, like, I'm sitting down, like watching TV, or I'm spacing around the house. Like, something I gotta fucking do. Like, and then I'm like, I don't know what the fuck.
Do you ever like attribute that behavior in a positive manner to think like it's a precondition to be what you are and what you've done?
For sure. Because it's like I'm always doing something.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I don't, it's like, but then I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck, you know?
But do you realize that that's why you're good? Like, do you think that's why you're good at like, you know, like bodybuilding?
The feeling of lacking and being not good enough is what drove me to do all this stuff that I did.
Yeah,
for sure.
So
it's a double-edged good sword.
Yeah, I look at it as like a precondition.
I can cut myself and I can attack good.
Yeah, I think some people like I would never like I used to look at things like a trade-off.
Yeah,
but I don't look at it that way. I look at it as a precondition.
Yeah,
like we were kind of talking about this, where it's like, you know, with travel and work and shit, like it's difficult, but like it's because I get to do all the stuff I like is on the backs of the stuff that makes it bad. So it's like the stuff that makes it bad actually, like I look at that like, oh, well, that actually makes me better at the other stuff, because you can't have one without the other. But I think the sacrifice is just looking at it from the wrong side of the coin, where it's like, oh, it's a trade-off. You know, yeah, because I have this history with the drugs and whatever, I just need to keep my mind occupied. It's like, well, no, it's the same mind. Right? It's the same mind that can come in here and fucking just, you know, just absolutely obliterate yourself beyond, you know, in comparison to anyone else on the planet. Right. So it's like, I don't know, I find that frame shift super helpful of like things are preconditions, not trade-offs.
It is. It's like, there's always a positive to everything.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is like, even though like it's hard sometimes, and I for sure don't think that way, I know that I'm actually grateful for my addiction problem because of that, it forced me to become such a better person. Communication, expressing myself, compassion, a lot of stuff, humility. If I didn't have the problem, you know, in the past, if I was just like born rich kid, no problems, nothing, you know, or if I never fixed my addiction because it never got worse, I wouldn't be as good as a person.
And there's also like, there's just something to be said about a middle ground between like, you know, whatever rock bottom is for you and like someone who's rich and all that. So there's a dude named Chris Williams. He has a really interesting podcast and he talked about this thing called the region beta paradox, which is, and most people probably live right in this part where it's like, things would be better if it was worse, which I thought was like the most interesting thing. Like things aren't bad enough for you to fix. Like if you just like, so many people are just like, maybe the vape thing, right? There's probably a bunch of people in this fucking building that would probably be a lot better off if, and you know, maybe they don't see vape as a problem and maybe it's not, whatever. But like if the vape turned into a fucking crack horn in their sock, that would be like, oh shit, I got to get off everything. Right. So they're just like a crack pipe or something like that. Oh. Yeah. Right. So like they just turn into like a drug addict. They would, by taking that step so far back and be like, oh my God, this is fucked. I'm like selling my furniture. Things are crazy. Like I don't remember the last 5 days. I've like torched all my relationships or whatever. That would actually cause them to then accelerate past the point they're at. So a lot of people like live in this, and whether it's like relationships or friends or business or work, go to 9 to 5, it's good enough. It's fine. It's like, it'd actually be better if it was orders of magnitude worse. So you wouldn't have a choice but to make things better.
Hey, listen, if I didn't have those horrible and bad consequences over and over again, I would still be doing drugs.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't I? The reason why I stopped is because my whole life was being destroyed and I couldn't control it. I was powerless over it. Yeah. That's why I was like, you know what? I gotta stop, and I can't by myself, you know. But if all this bad shit didn't happen, like if somebody was like eats all this candy all the time, loves candy, or is ripped, shredded, he's not gonna stop eating candy. Yeah. If somebody's like gets like overweight, they're gonna be like, you know what? Maybe I should like get some help and not eat candy.
Yeah.
You know, exercise and stuff, right? So if there's no bad consequences, usually people don't change. Like the suffering of staying the same needs to be higher than the fear of and the effort of changing.
Yeah, but the sad part is people can't move the line forward. They have to put themselves behind the line, right? Because it would be great, like if someone, like say someone that went out and like partied once a month, and like you know they like the smell of cocaine or whatever it is, and well, it's like you know, but you know their significant other would like it if they stop, and it's like maybe they're missing a couple days of work, and then maybe like they're not going to the kids' soccer practice, but it's just once a month. They don't. If that guy was like, you know, just ripping eights to get out of fucking bed in the morning, it's like that would be a problem enough where he would have to get better. Yeah. But people, I would say the bulk of the population live in this like unfortunate situation where, because the thing is, they can't move the line past their behavior and be like, oh, this is actually bad. If I look at this as unacceptable, I will change my behavior. The line stays here, and they just have to deteriorate their behavior behind that line to then accelerate forward. But people can't actually just move that line, right? And it's like, and it's like
Because maybe
all.
that line's that's comfort. Maybe.
Yeah, that's a really
just
good way to look at
comfort,
it.
right?
Yeah,
It's not too crazy. It's not amazing.
Yeah.
So they feel like they're in there. You know.
yeah, that's a good label for it. I like that.
Yeah, comfortable. Why would I stop?
Yeah, exactly.
Why would I?
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Everything's
You know
fine.
what I mean?
But
You're
fine
not, you're not feeling
sucks.
good.
Manageable.
You're not feeling good, but sometimes you feel good. Sometimes it's like, well, you can sort of stay there. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
terrifying.
I was.
Dude, I remember the stories. The punching a cop in a sex club at 7 a.m. naked with a towel on was that story will stay with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So,
I'll keep
but
that for another time.
but I think, and that's the thing. It's like if you're self-aware, you could, like, I can learn from that and be like, yo, there's a line, and like I need to be better because AV went through some shit. And that was fucking crazy. I don't know if I'd ever be able to do that. But like if you just hear that story and go and you can't like empathize with that because you're not self-aware, your line doesn't move. And then it's going to take you to be in that situation for you to change. It's like, no, man, AV was a patron saint. He went through that for you. AV fucking did that for our sins. You know what I mean? So I look at that and I go, oh, fuck, man. Like, it's cool that he's in a position now where he can share that.
Yeah.
My line moves rather than me having to drop my behavior below a threshold that causes me to have to like accelerate my life or behaviors or whatever forward.
Somebody said like the wise thing is not to learn from your mistakes, it's to learn from somebody else's mistakes.
I know, but we have a hard time doing that.
Sure.
We have a hard time doing that. I think it's
I
like
know.
a fine art for someone to do that. Because if I tell you, or you, oh, don't do that. Even like you were just saying here, it's like, this is what happened to me, and I would, you're still gonna do it.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
You're,
people
if it's in that, you're still doing it. Even he paid for your sins.
Yeah.
You're still doing it.
if you had for example, when I was like starting to do like really hardcore drugs, people warned me like, hey man, like, I'm like, no man, I got this.
Oh yeah.
All lessons worth learning are hard lessons.
I know. If you have a problem, you're not gonna. The opposition already began. It's not gonna.
Yeah,
You need the consequences.
yeah.
I need the consequences.
Yeah.
Like the reason why I stopped vaping is like, okay, my blood pressure, I gotta bring it lower than 130 and stuff, and so I gotta do this, do that. I remove the meal, decrease the sodium, and it's like I'm making changes because I don't like some consequences. So I want to change stuff. So that's why I'm changing.
Yeah.
Like will I have stuff every fourth if I didn't have any motivation? Maybe not. Maybe I would have stopped later on, right? But for me, it's like I need motivation to stop, and sometimes it's always like health related or like there's consequences that I don't want in the future. And now I know better now. Like when I was younger, consequences, deal with this later.
Yeah.
I'm young.
Yeah.
But now it's like I'm not
Later's here.
that young. Yeah.
Knock,
later's
knock, knock.
now.
Later's
Hello.
at the door. Yeah.
So yeah, but I needed the bad consequences. But people listening, you don't need the bad consequences. Just in your heart what's the truth.
Yeah.
We all know the truth in our hearts. That my problem was I didn't give a fuck. It's like whatever. I know it's bad, but it feels good.
That's a problem.
Yeah. So don't think like that.
Oh,
You gotta follow your truth because if you don't, you're gonna be guilty and ashamed. Because that's my experience.
Yeah. These are like the sins, like sinning.
Oh, yeah.
All these different sins that they said, don't do this, don't do that,
Yeah.
whatever.
It's not for the other people.
Yeah.
It's also like the way you feel about yourself.
Yeah, that's a big one. I love being selfish.
Yeah. All right. So
Works out for
that's
everyone.
good. So, are you really a doctor though?
I mean, I can bill an insurance company, but I don't really do it, so I don't really care. That's really the only
Hey,
thing.
should
that
we do
means.
the would you rather's to like finish this off?
No.
I got some good ones.
Bring it. I'm good.
You can put.
Let's go.
Okay, let's go. Let's start with a simple one.
This is like the duck horse thing. I would be really upset with your
No, it's not.
creativity.
I
good.
actually created some of my own.
Okay.
I made them up and then I
Very
got some online.
What an honor.
So, super strong or super jacked?
Super strong.
Super strong, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's because it's almost like maybe back to that like residual identity thing. It's like I like the idea of being useful. Like I think service is like the meaning of life. So I could probably serve more people being super strong.
Shit,
where I'd be-
she's dying under a car. Deadlift.
yeah, fuck yeah, that's sick.
Noah?
I would say super strong as well.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, okay, because he's already been
Because
super jacked.
you would still be a
No,
little
I'm
bit
not.
jacked.
No. The thing is, it's like I'm strong. I'm not jacked.
I would disagree.
I'm not jacked. Do this, Noah. Do this.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah, hi. 19-inch arms though.
I'm not
Yeah.
jacked.
no. I'm
Shut
more
up.
strong when I think of myself, I'm like, I'm pound for pound pretty damn strong guy.
Oh, really?
In this gym.
But I don't like try to be strong.
Yeah.
I just,
Like,
I'm strong.
You got dad strength without having kids.
yeah, but then I'd rather, jacked is like, I don't know, it's a little pointless.
Yeah. I think it's a sign of just like, yeah.
Pointless being jacked.
Yeah,
It's not
so
jacked.
useless being
How do you
jacked,
feel?
owning a gym and
feel
stuff
It's
like
better
company.
it's better for other people.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
It's better for other people. People,
Yeah. Yeah, being jacked just
people are
serves
going to
you.
treat you differently if you look jacked.
Yeah.
But they don't know if they don't know you're strong. They don't.
Yeah.
Treat you
I get that. I like that.
Yeah, I guess I would be super jacked because I could have been a powerlifter if I wanted. I chose to be a bodybuilder, so that's my. I would be lying if I said strong.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
What?
I don't know.
I would still be strong enough.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like I'm strong, but I'm not super strong right now.
Yeah, but the thing is, the difference between like, no offense, powerlifter or whatever, it's like I think bodybuilders are stronger.
I think strong men are strongest. If we want to just end the
Yeah,
argument,
yes.
actually, and Canadian.
Yeah, I
Uber.
just saw
Well,
it. He's
fucking
just
right.
he's from up north there. He
Yeah,
goes, he goes to he's
We
from
just won
Barrie,
World's
isn't
Strongest
he?
Man. Yeah, that's
From
right.
Barrie, yeah. He
Yeah.
had- what's his
Tom
name?
Hooper.
Yeah, he's got a
Just won
mustache.
World's Strongest Man.
So
That's awesome.
Huge.
That's
So
awesome.
we're
Congrats to him.
both powerlifters and bodybuilders are both
But
weak.
then like,
strongest
do
man
you
is.
feel like
CrossFit.
It's like CrossFit for men.
Yeah, strongman is the real CrossFit. They're the I think if you would choose like one at the best athletes in the world, has to be strongman.
It depends on how you define athleticism. That's a long conversation.
But we're talking like 3 meatheads here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If you don't
Okay,
care about
other,
like
no, the other question.
Yes.
Would you rather become a woman or become gay?
Jesus.
Oh.
Okay. So let me play this out. So if you're gay, you need to be in a relationship with men. If you're a woman, you also need to be in a relationship with men.
No. You'll be a woman with your head right now. So your body becomes a woman.
Hold on. Okay. So
you would still like woman, but you would become a woman.
so transgender. So would you rather be? Don't do it.
No. I'll
tough.
re-say it. Would you become a woman, which means that you would be like your brain
Okay.
inside a woman's body,
Okay.
or would you be you right now but become gay?
I think probably. Oh, that's tough. That's a really good one. You can make it. You can make a case for both.
I don't know what I would say.
It sounds. What would you say?
Become gay
Okay. Interesting.
because I would still be me doing my stuff I like. It's just different.
The hand gestures are really concerning.
Different target.
Different
But the
target.
thing is, because
You
I'm
got that?
engaged right now,
You got that. Okay.
because I'm engaged right now, I will be confused.
Oh yes, that would
Because
be.
it's like, I would be like, can she turn into a man too then?
Oh man.
There's a lot of contingent, a lot of follow up questions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's-
that's tough.
Whatever.
Yeah.
If I was single, for sure, become a gay. 100%.
Like, that's the quote right there. Yellow text that for me, dog. All right.
So
that'll
what's
be
your-
the one.
what's-
That's tough.
I
So like the social benefit, and this sounds bad, but like I'm aware that being this is useful in the 99% of my life that doesn't have to do with romantic relationships. So I think I would probably stay this and be gay because that, I mean, well, the hard part, like relationships take up a very, very disproportionate amount of my life. And then the rest of my life is like going to work or like traveling around. And it's like, if I don't like feeling, and I was having a conversation with a girl the other day about like feeling, when's the last time you ever felt like vulnerable or help, like walking through an alley?
Oh,
Okay, I'll
never.
walk through any fucking alley.
Never.
Fuck you. Right? Like, oh, you'll stab me, but I'll go toe to toe. So I think like, because more proportion of my life would benefit from me being, you know, the physical stature and whatever, and this, and people are like, oh, that's a 260 pound man. And such a small part of my life is relationships, which is like probably not the best thing, but in way that I calibrate that transaction, I think I would go stay who I am, but be homosexual.
Stay a man, pretty much.
Yes.
No matter what it costs.
Well,
there's
not
no
at what cost,
cost.
just that cost.
But the thing is, is that really? I mean, it's not a heavy cost, guys. I mean, it is because, you know, if you identify as
the question might be,
straight,
it'd be different if it was, hold on, where are you going with this?
well, no, because we're saying it's like it's not a heavy cost to be it sexually, you know, one way
Yeah,
or the other.
it's not 1955
Because if
anymore.
No, because
Yeah.
if you become gay,
AV.
because he's French.
Is that
no,
what
but if you become gay, you're gonna love what you're gonna do with it. It's not like you right now, as a straight male, being forced to have sex with guys. That would kind of suck.
that'd be unfortunate. I wouldn't like that.
Yeah,
Well, you don't want to do things. You don't like to be
that's what I
forced
want
to
to
do
do.
things.
Yeah,
Right.
so for sure, anybody would say become gay, unless they would, unless
And well, no, not for sure. Everyone.
Yeah.
There's people
Yeah.
in the world that decide not to do
Yeah,
that.
there are people who go about that and
Which
say like, hey, no, I'm going to go to Thailand and we're going to do this.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
So that was a good one, huh?
That was very
That
good.
was very,
yeah,
that
I'm
was-
impressed.
Food for thought.
I'm
Food
glad
for
we
thought.
logic that.
Yeah.
Well done.
So would you rather lose 2 legs or a penis?
Ooh, that's tough. That is. I feel like there's a latent psychological thing that you're like, you probably want to say 2 legs. They're doing wonderful things with prosthetics and robotics and AGI. So it's like, I think there's a deep seated primal lizard reptilian connection to that. So I think I'd go off with the legs.
Yeah, fuck the legs.
Fuck legs is the 2 biggest legs in the world, right?
Because in my head,
he's
I'm
had
like,
them, so he doesn't need them.
Imagine myself with
Oh, boy.
just like a Ken doll.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
imagine myself with just no legs, but still this. I'd rather still have my.
Well, I mean, like Oscar Pistorius, before he like shot his wife through the bathroom wall, like he was a Blade Runner. He made it work. Edgar, I know Edgar. Did you know the bilateral lower limb amputee trains in Dubai? Super Jack guy from fuck. Where's Edgar from? I want to say Bionic Body at Bionic Body on Instagram. Yeah, he's got shredded quads too. Yeah. So like, I don't think that's. Yeah, I think that's an easy one.
Yeah, lose the legs. So
amazing.
Noah, what? Lose legs or lose?
Yeah, lose the legs.
Legs off with the legs.
So never bench again or never deadlift again.
Oh, never bench again. See you later.
That's what I
Yeah,
thought you
shout
would
out
say.
Mike Van Wyck.
Yeah, thought you would say that.
Yeah,
No, I think you would say never deadlift again.
Yeah,
for sure. He's a bench guy.
big deadlift. I like deadlift.
Yeah. Would you always scream to communicate or repeat everything 3 times?
Hold on, one more time.
Scream?
Would you always scream to communicate or repeat everything 3 times?
I mean, I think I kind of do both already. I think I always kind of yelling and having to repeat myself because no one understands me. Probably scream to communicate.
Really?
I feel like, I do a lot of public speaking, so I feel like I'm screaming every weekend. And I do like, yeah.
Like this. Ah!
Yeah, in my brain, that's how I'm talking anyway. So it's just repeat, because I think just fundamentally, I hate the idea of repeating myself. Like, it's just as like a principle. Like, if I told you once, I shouldn't have to tell you
If I
again.
told you once, I wouldn't have to do it again. If I told you once,
I'm not going to tell you
If I
again.
told you once, that would be annoying. I would
Yeah.
rather scream.
Oh my God. Yeah, scream for sure.
Scream.
Because I'd end up screaming just being so annoyed having to say
So
things
you
three
just
times.
don't speak, and then people who know you, they expect you to scream, and then you can scream like in your arm, no, you know, just to make it.
I don't know. I would
to
just
muffle
like
its
maybe
sound.
just have like some tough guy persona, and then just start anew the screaming doc or something like that.
Yeah.
sort of-
All right. Would you be a vampire or werewolf? I'll explain the difference if you want. to
I
give heads up.
mean, I know a surface level difference, but I really want to hear your
So a
explanation.
vampire, you're craving blood all the time, and you can only go out at night to go get it, and the human blood tastes the best. So it's a kind of a battle. You gotta kill people, or resist the urge to kill a deer, but you gotta drink blood. You're craving for blood, and if you don't have blood, you die. If you're sunlight, you die. But you can control your actions the whole time. Werewolf, your normal life, but when there's a full moon, you black out, you become a fucking beast, and you just rip the town apart.
Werewolf. Once a month, you got to deal with it. It's not that bad.
Yeah, you could lock yourself, I guess. And then with technology, you know where the full moon is, and
Yeah.
I guess I didn't think of that.
Yeah. Vampires, that's 24/7. That sounds like a chore.
But
I got enough.
you
shit to do.
have cool powers as a vampire,
Yeah.
like flying around.
Yeah.
fast and-
But imagine being a bodybuilder as a vampire. You can't look in the mirror. No reflection.
Vampires can't look in the mirror.
They can't see a reflection.
Really?
Did you not see that one? How did I know that one and you
I
not
don't,
know
I
that?
don't remember Blade not being able to
Fact
look in
check
the mirror.
that? That sounds right. I'm getting a head nod.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah. So it's like how do the joke is like how do vampires shave? They have to like help each other because they can't see in the mirror.
Vampires just actually sounds like a
I love that we're Google searching this
more
right now.
fun life.
Really?
Than a werewolf. Yeah. I feel it's just like the sort of underground sort of like there's like some like
Blood
very
parties.
promiscuous things going on.
This is the difference.
Oh,
between
yeah.
you
So
and
it's
me,
just
man.
like
Vampire orgies.
Yeah.
They're just like it's a different world. You get to experience a totally different
Yeah, I
world.
didn't go to
than-
that club.
What did it say, Justin? Can't see.
Vampires can't see reflections, right? I love how we're fact checking something that's completely made up.
That's a werewolf, huh?
Yeah.
Werewolf. Noah's a vampire.
Yeah.
You're a werewolf.
I can take it.
The thing is, like, I like my life how it is. I wonder how cool it would be if I was a vampire, or how much it would suck more. No pun intended.
Oh wow, well done. Yeah, to me it's a no-brainer. Vampire just seems tedious. I got enough shit to do.
You're right. That weird diet too. Would you rather? That's the one I got online. Would you rather save the lives of your 3 closest family members, or 1,000 people you don't know?
Family members. The difference between empathy and compassion,
course.
without a doubt. It's yeah, that's like that to me. This is actually like a problem in my brain is I can't understand a person who would think otherwise. Because if those 1,000 people had someone close to them that was in their, if they did enough to be within service of someone to be within their closest 3 and someone else was posed, all of those 1,000 people would be saved by the action of someone who took care of the people that are right in front of them.
Yeah.
It's an easy one.
It's like, yeah, I think so.
I think anyone who thinks otherwise
and I would
should
I would rather live with the guilt of like the 1,000 people.
You
I
mean
don't
no
see.
guilt at
Who
all?
are the-
I do
who are
not
the
feel.
1,000 people?
Dude, 1,000 people die every
are
fucking
they?
dude. I'm going to stop
know
because
them.
I'm going to look
Yeah,
like a
like-
psycho.
You don't know.
Probably a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a reason I have like my family. My family are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good, easy one.
I'd fight that one to the death. I'd argue
Yeah.
with someone in the DMs about that.
The
Don't DM me.
DMs. Would you rather be alone for the rest of your life or always be surrounded by annoying people?
Alone for the rest of my life. What are you
course.
joking?
That's
Can
the-
I have
that's the
that
easiest
versus
question.
everything?
That
Would
is
you
the
rather be
easiest
like, yes?
question. That is the easiest question.
I was literally waiting for Noah just to say yes. After like not even the other. Yes, that
Yeah.
one. Can
Yeah,
we do that? Where
option.
do I
The
start?
first option.
Just before the podcast, Noah was like, oh no, it was just before when it cut off. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Yeah, that's funny. It's like I made that one for Noah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so that one is kind of, I don't know why I made that one now that I read it.
Yeah.
But would you rather have no arms
Okay.
or your arms but foreskin as a permanent hat?
What?
I
like
don't
a
like.
suit.
I don't like wearing hats.
So no arms.
No arms.
No arms.
Yeah.
Or
pretty
just
good run
foreskin
with
as a
my
permanent hat?
No,
Like a
no,
giant
no.
foreskin like on your head?
No,
I mean, you guys got to think basic. Oh, look.
Oh, true. Yeah,
Go
you wear a
j-
hat all the time.
Yeah, just I mean, a straw poll of who's going to get with women. Foreskin hat versus no arms. There's guys with no arms, I'm sure, crushing it.
But that's not a big part of your life, you're saying.
Yeah, but think you went through public like
Public
people.
speaking, foreskin head.
Yeah, but people are gonna like make up maybe cool stories, right? Like maybe got in like a shark
And then
attack,
if
right?
you wash your hair or your head, you got to pull the skin down and wash it.
Oh man, that visual was so
Yeah, that's
unsettling.
weird.
That was the fact,
Especially
that you
with
just
this guy's
did-
head.
I know.
Yeah, just thanks for that.
It's all sweaty and glistening right
Oh
now.
yeah. Little liquid dripping from it.
I'm gonna throw up.
All right, okay. The last one is kind of one that's more simple. Would you rather have a permanent unibrow or no eyebrows at all?
No eyebrows, because then I could just shave the rest of it off. Be like, I have alopecia. Leave me the fuck alone. Then I could tattoo like my whole
Yeah,
skull.
but you can also just tattoo eyebrows.
That's
if you
true
want
too.
to.
Yeah. See, I think that's an easy one.
I wonder, like,
Well, I mean, the thing is, the unibrow is easy to get rid of too. So it's like, are you
No,
not not
Permanent,
allowed
like you're not allowed ever, just gotta deal with it. Yeah.
it's like made of steel.
But it's like I don't think the contingency is like you can't shave everything else. So I would just go full fucking Xerxes with it.
I think I would do no eyebrows now that I think about it. Just have that one look.
I know some people with alopecia that I didn't even notice. And someone was like, I just thought they just did the whole bald thing forever. And they're like, no, like I know people who don't have eyelashes
Oh wow.
and I don't even notice it. Just like,
No eyebrows either. You don't notice?
so like alopecia is like you lose all your hair, like all of your hair. Like these people don't have eyelashes and I didn't even notice it. Like,
Even the eyebrows, you don't. Because I noticed people with no eyebrows. Like one time, one of my friends, he came into school one day, shaved both of his eyebrows because I think he was like, shave here. Oh, it's not equal. Oh, it's not equal.
Until he just had.
this is
I think it
French
was
school,
fucking-
right? This is a school in Quebec.
I was like, why does he have no eyebrows?
That's, yeah.
I was like, I didn't ask any question.
I think the opposite is worse though. I would go off everything and I would just shave my dome.
Yeah, for sure. I'm out of view with it. Would you rather? I think that was enough.
That's
Would you
good.
rather?
That was good. I went deep.
Yeah, some of them I made myself. You could
Well
guess
done.
which ones, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think straw poll people would figure it out.
That's cool. I think we've talked enough now, right?
Yeah.
So
I think so.
yeah, anything you want to say? Any projects you're having right now? Anything people can sign up? Courses and classes that you know? What's your website?
Oh, no, just like I don't know, get your pet spayed and neutered or whatever. Call your fucking mother. Don't.
Yeah,
Just go to the Humane Society and adopt an
just
animal.
type muscle doc.
No, they don't even do that.
On
It's
Pornhub.
just
Don't
even do
fucking on Pornhub. Clear search history. Muscle Pope, I think is the
Yo,
name.
is
Muscle
there
Pope.
is there
the
somebody
new
you
one.
want to thank then? Like
Hey?
somebody you want to say thank you, man?
I mean, well, yeah, Noah, obviously, God, in that order too. Please, thank you. Well, Mom, Dad, Antoine for always being there for me. Oh God, I am not so unprepared for this. Hold on, I have a
Bring
list.
your note. Bring your note.
Yeah, no, appreciate
Oh,
it.
we're good.
Yeah.
All right.
That was good banter. Thanks,
Always.
guys.
Thanks, appreciate it.
This camera right here, Justin. All right, guys.
Right this way.
Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.
Till next time.
Till next time.